Hello foamers and Chicagoland foamers and Metra foamers and any other type of foamers in Chicago. Today is a brand new and first episode of Engines of Metra. We will be discussing the MP36-3C. But before that, we have to discuss its past and how the hell it was even created. Well, let's get into it. The story behind the MP36 dates back to late 1999, when Metra still had the F40Cs and was looking for a replacement for them. So what Metra ended up doing is they went to GE, asking to test run one of their new locomotives. What was that locomotive, you may ask? Well, that locomotive was none other than the P42DC. Specifically, it was an Amtrak one in Phase 4. And I'll show you what the test results were. Now, as you may be noticing, but Metra West, are they in service with Metra now? Well, if you have a single brain cell, you would probably notice, no, they didn't pass the test runs, as Metra preferred them to have better acceleration of stations, so Metra just never purchased them. They were rejected. This might actually be where Metra's hatred for GE stems from. This locomotive itself is probably why Metra doesn't like GE in general. Now you may be asking yourself, where did Metra go next if GE's locomotives didn't fit their needs? Metra took a detour from EMD and went to MPI. What's MPI? It's basically EMD's cousin. It's a subsidiary of Wabtec, which at one point ended up being Wabtec. Long story about that, I'm not covering that here. So in a nutshell, what Metra did is they pulled up to MPI, asked them to build them a brand new locomotive, and that locomotive ended up being none other than the MP36-3S. For those who want to know all the specifications of the MP36-3S, here you go. I am not going to read all this out because I am going to butcher half the things said on this list. If you want to read it, you can pause the video now. The first few MP36s were delivered in 2003, the second ones being delivered in 2004, that one being the second batch of MP36s. The first few MP36s were delivered in 2003. However, their first few months in service were a bit rocky. Also, their design probably pissed off a lot of people. I say this as their design completely lacks number boards. I don't know why Metra chose not to have them have number boards when they were delivered. It's beyond me. The MP36 entered service on 4 of Metra's lines: the BNSF line, the Rock Island line, and both Milwaukee District lines. It proved to be a successful locomotive, until it wasn't. In 2003, remind you, the same year these things were delivered to Metra, 2 of the MP36s were in a derailment, a fiery derailment. I don't know where it took place, but you'd think after looking at the pictures, they would both be scrapped on site, or at least somewhere. No, they returned to service later on. I don't know at what point, but they returned. The horns these locomotives arrived with on Metra were the K5. Now the K5 Metra had on these locomotives have to be some of the best ones I've ever heard. Here's some clips of them. Another horn Metro gave these locomotives at one point was the P5A. Not all MP36s got one of these horns. It was only select locomotives. Here's how it sounded. You know what? Maybe it's a good thing 421's horn got replaced, because that was not it. Everyone knows Metra has a tendency to get itself into wrecks. The MP36s are no exception. In the last 21 years, there have been a few MP36s that have gotten themselves into wrecks, like the ones I mentioned in the past. And by the past, I mean in the last 8 minutes of the video. The few MP36s that have been wrecked have been 409, 411, 414, 425, 409 again, 402. There's probably more, but oh, did I mention 404 and 426? That was the most recent one as of now. Overall, Metra's MP36s have been pretty reliable in terms of service. As of right now, only one has been retired, which I find kind of funny as it's 427, the last MP36 to be delivered on Metra's roster. And looking at mine, it's kind of ironic. Mine looks like it's been in an NS derailment multiple times. As of right now, Metra 427 currently rots away at Metra's 47th Street yard. Its fate? It's currently being used for parts for other MP36s. Shocking, right? An MP36 being used for parts for other of its MP36 fleet? That's crazy, yeah, I know. As of today, you can see Metra's MP36s roaming around many of Metra's lines, like Thomas's Railway and the Strasbourg Railroad. Now you may be wondering, but Metro West, they were rebuilt. They all got rebuilt, all 27 of them. Why haven't you covered that? Well, if you're quiet and pay attention to the video, I'm about to get to that. Their rebuilds start all the way back in 2015, back when the 210 lady weighed just a little under Metra 210 and Omaha was still in office. Metra deported 417 and sent it to a Minecraft village in, I don't think I can say that word. Anyways, when Metra 417 returned back to Metra, it looked pretty fly. Oh wait, that's the wrong picture. Oops. Here we go. Now you may be asking yourself, but Metro West, what's the difference between this and that? Well, let me explain it to you. The MP36 uses a static inverter. Now you may be asking yourself, but Metro West, what the hell is a static inverter? Well, it's one of these things. Now, before you ask what it does, I don't know. Do I look like I know what it does? I barely know what makes an MP36 run, let alone what that thing does. The rebuild in a nutshell basically meant getting rid of the static converter and adding a new HEP generator so the locomotive itself could generate HEP without having to be on high idle on 24/7 at all times. Now do you get the difference? You probably still don't. Anyways, I'm gonna move on. As of right now, Metra's fleet of MP36s live on. How much longer they have? That's beyond me. Almost the entire fleet is still in service with the exception of 3 locomotives, and currently Metra rosters 2 heritage units and 1 special interest, those of which being the Hooters unit, the Culver's unit, and none other than the McDonald's unit. Now, with all that said, let's get into the negatives of the MP36.
Wait. Stop right there.
Who the fuck?
Listen, buddy, I don't know who you think you are or why you may think this, but there's absolutely nothing bad or wrong about Metra's MP36s, or the MP36PH in general. Prove me wrong.
They have the, crap, they have the, god damn it, just go on.
Ah, yes, Metra's MP36PH locomotives. They are such majestic locomotives, you know. I grew up seeing these things all the time on the North Central Service and Milwaukee District lines. This led to my obsessive interest in these things. Now, Metra has a total of 27 of these majestic beasts, but sadly, 3 of them are out of service. 1 is dead completely and 2 others are, well, one's being repaired, at least I hope so, and I don't know what the other one is, why it's out of service, but 427 is the dead one, 426 is damaged, and I don't know what the hell happened with 416. But all I know is that Metra 427 has been pulled from service in 2021 due to an engine failure or something. It is now being used for parts. But 416, yeah, it just randomly appeared in the 47th Street Shop deadline for unknown reasons. And Metra 426 hit a car on the Milwaukee District North line and damaged, like, a little bit under the gyro light. I really hope they repair 426 because 426 is my second favorite MP36, so oh well. Starting in 2017, Metra started converting their MP36PH-3Ss into MP36PH-3Cs. And Metra 417, or METX 417, was the first one to get this treatment. Fun fact, Metra 417 was also the first train I ever took a picture of, back in March of 2019. Alright, something that really bugs me is that Metra 427 was rebuilt in 2020, and then it was pulled from service 1 year later. So, that sucks. Now, a few years ago, quite a bunch of Metra's MP36s had P5 horns. And in my opinion, 402, 404, 416, 418, 421, and 424 had the best P5s. It's a real shame that Metra didn't buy more of these beautiful MP36PHs, but oh well. And I want to thank Metro West Productions for having me in this video. This is one of my first video collaborations that I've ever done, and it was definitely a good experience, so thank you for having me on, and I will see you later. See ya.
In a nutshell, Metra needed replacements for the F40Cs, rejected GE, then went to MPI, and then got the first locomotive of its kind, the MP36s. Well, that about marks an end to this video, foam tards. Thank you for watching, and I hope this gave you at least some form of information about the MP36. If you were expecting more, this is not the YouTube channel you were looking for. Shout out to Metra MP36 Films for his part. I'll see y'all next time.